Hey guys, how's it going? This is instructor Pedro here. This is part 2 of the video that we're doing after the introductory video. By the end of this video, if we have enough time, I will do a little review on those gloves. Okay, they're UFC gloves. They're really cheap. I will talk about them. If we don't have time, I'll do like a part 3 video about them. All right. So once again, this is instructor Pedro. This is part 2 of the first video. It is gonna be a very simple combination that I like to teach all my students. If you haven't checked out the part 1, please do, so you get to know me a little bit and about Rio Academy. Okay, we are mainly located in Salt Lake City, Utah, 755 East and 3300 South. All right. So without further ado, let's get going. The purpose of this video is just to show a simple combination that I like to teach all my students that come through that door. All right, beginners or even advanced. This is a very nice combination, very simple. And if you do them right, they are probably the combination that you see the most in any street fight or self-defense case or even in UFC. All right. So let's go. Oh, by the way, this is not a super boxing class. This is not a Muay Thai class, nothing like that. This is just a fight stance that me, Pedro, I like to do when I sparred, when I used in self-defense in fights that I had back in Brazil. It used very well. Up to today, when I spar with my friends, boxing friends, it works very well as well. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna call 2 numbers, number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is gonna be the jab hand. The jab, you're probably familiar with the name or not. The jab, it's a common name used for the front hand. If you do your fight stance, all right, you put, let's say I'm right-handed. So if I'm right-handed, my right hand is gonna be right on the back as well as my right leg. If I'm left-handed, the opposite way, okay? So here's how I like to do this fight stance. First of all, you stand right straight, right here, 1 foot parallel, the feet parallel, and with your dominant leg and dominant hand, you're gonna put back. How, Pedro? Just a simple step back, not a big one like, whoa, no, nothing like that. Something like this. Just step back and then to the side, all right? Make sure your foot's not like this, you know, just put them a little diagonally and then you turn to your target, all right? So the fight stance that I was saying so much about is this. So you put your foot like that, you give 1 fist of distance between your elbow and your ribs, your belly here, right? And your hand, I don't want to see dropping too much up or too high up. And this one, the back hand, the number 2 hand, I want you to put right here by your chin, all right? Right here. As beginners or even advanced, I want to make sure you guys are doing the right movement. So when you punch, I want to make sure you remember to come back and put by your chin to protect your face. That's why I like to tell all my students to start putting this hand right there, glued to your face after you throw that punch, all right? So just for you to have an idea about this fight, a stance that I have to do, whenever you throw that punch, okay, make sure your front hand is not open. Oh, and a big important thing that I forgot to tell you, whenever you punch, make sure you come back on that same line that you throw that punch. If you do not come back on that same line, is then when you get tagged. You can see that all the time on YouTube, on UFC, on street fights, on self-defense, or even in YouTube. The guys are explaining, they're like, you throw that punch and drop. Come on, you know what I mean? So make sure you do this correctly. The primary goal of this instructional video is not to punch hard in the bag, but yet to do very well and coordinated movement. Make sure you're putting your shoulder in the right place. Make sure you're twisting your hand when you punch, okay? And why, Pedro, do you have to twist your hand when you hit the target? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Some even say that when you twist the hand on the target, you can give somebody a really nice cut, you know, but the primary goal when you twist your hand is not that. The primary goal when you twist your hand when you hit the target is to release the entire power on your opponent. They say, for example, when you slap somebody right here, you know, that power, all that slap power stays on the surface. But when you throw that twisting in the end, like boom, you know, that power goes all the way through your target, all right? So without further ado, let's go. So make sure you come back with your hand after you throw that punch, okay? So we're gonna start with a very simple combination. Jab first, one, 1. I don't want you to pivot. I don't want you to turn your hips. Nothing like that. I don't want you to, after you punch, you do like two head movements to avoid getting punched. It's nothing like that yet. We're starting very simple and very basic. We're starting to build a foundation, to build a really strong house, or to have good roots so we can have a big, nice, strong tree. All right? So that's what we do. I'm gonna call 1, 2. So you go 1, 2. Okay? Make sure after you throw that second punch and you're retreating that one, your front hand or your jab hand goes forward. So you go 1, 2. Make sure you release the air too. A lot of guys think to punch, they need to contract all the muscles, you know, and no, relax. When you relax and you breathe, you get less tired, you spend less energy, and you punch harder and faster. Okay, let's go. So let's go. I'm gonna call 5 ones. 1. That was 5. Okay, right there, pretty good hand movements, pretty good shoulder movements right here, all good. Now we're gonna do 5 chews. And chew. 5, all right? If you notice, you see, after I throw that punch, my hand goes forward, okay? And another thing, I'm not trying to punch so hard to break the bag and bump the whole stand all the way back there. No, nothing like that. All right, I'm only worried and focused. My main objective when I'm punching this bag is to make sure I have the right hand movement. And for you to punch hard, very hard, you know, first of all, you can change bags, but even before that, you need to condition your body. Because if you start throwing some serious blows here, your body needs to be really well conditioned, or it's gonna start hurt, all right? So, okay, now I'm gonna combine 1 and 2. So here we go, 1, 2, and we're gonna do this 5 times. All right, that was about 5. I'm doing a little fast here. I can do faster. I'm not 100% warmed up, but I can do way faster than that. But like again, that's not the main purpose. The main purpose is punching right. So you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Now we're gonna do a different order. I can do 2, 1. All right, very simple. Now in slow motion, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and that's pretty much it. 1, 2, 2, 1. Or you can alternate. You decide to do all of them together, and you mix it up. All right, guys, so that's it. This is instructor Pedro from Rio Academy Martial Arts Training Center. I think this video is pretty much long enough now. I will leave the review about those gloves. And even if you want to, like, about this punching bag, and no worries, I don't make any money about those brands or anything like that. It's just my true review, what I think about them, and hopefully if you're considering buying them, this review will help you, okay? So thanks again. I hope to see you here at the Academy on the mat.